nowadays you are hearing about nowadays you are hearing something about something called as a generative AI. But being both of you are not that much IT specialist, or maybe we are not into the software. So I can't. That means it takes a little bit time to understand generative AI. So one of the best, which is going to be, yes, Mohammed, can you give me an idea, like one of the best example of generative AI application?
Like example like the Google Chat GPT,
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Chat
Meta
GPT.
AI. Everyone using Chat
Mm.
GPT, Gemini.
Gemini, okay, Google Gemini.
Yeah,
Oh,
Google Gemini is there.
mm.
Meta AI,
Meta
Meta
AI.
AI
Okay.
also,
Mm.
and WhatsApp AI, Meta AI, everything it is.
Mhm. Okay, okay, okay. So from Meta, we have an, I think, because you are working with Meta platform, right? So I just want to know. So what is the platform which is basically used by it's going to be Meta, the generative AI application Meta is using?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Meta generative
Uh,
AI also, sir.
yes, what is the app? What is the application name? Meta developed it. Do you have a
Meta
here?
AI, Meta
Meta
AI, sir.
AI, but the what is the model name actually? Llama. Have you heard about any name like Llama?
No, no, sir.
No,
It's
no. Actually,
I heard
okay,
about something.
okay,
It is I hear also. I
okay,
think.
okay, fine, right, okay, fine. So let me tell you about what is. I think nowadays, you know that what is going to be prior to generative AI, we have something called as an AI was there. Now there is going to be something versus AI versus which is going to be generative AI. So let us first try to understand like what is AI and what is generative AI. So, being you are not aware about that much about the concept, I want to tell you something like that's in a simple statements only. I don't want to take which is going to be the much applications I'm going to take in. So, what is going to be the AI versus which is going to be a generative AI? What I'm going to explain about that. Okay. So, let me tell you one small application about that. What is basically AI? AI is going to be nothing but, which is as basically you know that it's an artificial intelligence. AI stands for basically the artificial intelligence. So what is AI is nothing but which can mimic the human behavior. The systems or the machines which is going to be mimics human behavior. That means the machines which are going to be behave just like a humans. That means you know that it is going to be they will behave like something like an humans, like we can say that like they can do anything just like human behavior means they can just cook food, they can, that means they can cook the food just like which is going to be like which is going to be an expert which is going to be chef. So the machines can, you have seen now, guys. We have seen some recent, we have seen AHFs. So just if you give the requirements there, automatically they will prepare according. Just if you give the item, depending on your requirement, it is going to prepare the whatever the food it is going to prepares that. So it is going to be just they can behave. Not only just cooking the food just like a chef, they can perform any kind of an actions. They can write which is going to be some kind of an which is going to be articles. They can write some articles, so which is going to be they can write some articles in newspapers. They can which is going to be write some kind of a novels. They can write which is going to be articles and which is going to be songs. Whatever they want, they can write it. Or not only that, they can which is going to be paint, which is going to be like which is going to be like which is going to be some popular artist. Okay, they can perform any kind of an operations, they can do that. That is what basically we call them as an which is going to be AI. That means just like which is going to be the human, how the humans prepare or humans behave, it is going to behave something like an a human. It is going to be they behaves like that. That is what we basically we call it as an which is going to be AI. I'll tell you one small application here now. What just an example to make you understand what is AI is. For example, try to understand that. So there are some, let us say that there are some human images are there, human facial images are there. These are going to be, let us say, some photographs of human faces. For example, these are just, I say that it is going to be image of, which is going to be the human faces. Okay, so it is going to be just we have some lot of images are there, not just like one or two images are there. They are going to be something called as, let us say, some thousands of images are there, and each and every image was labeled. The first image is it is a human face of female. The second image is it's a human face of male. The third image is going to be again a male. The fourth image is going to be nothing but female. So like that, they have been labeled these images. Let us just, I'm not drawing anything. Just imagine that it is going to be somewhere around 20,000 images are there now. Some approximately 20,000 human facial images, which are labeled as this image is female, this image is male, this image is male, this image is female. We are giving it to machines. We are going to give it to, which is going to be some kind of a machines. Now, what these machines are going to do is, machines are computers, they are going to learn something from this particular images. They will learn saying that, okay, how the human, that is how the female face looks like, how the which is going to be male face looks like. They will study them, how to differentiate them, how to differentiate them. So how can you differentiate a male and a female? So machines are going to learn something from the images, and they will try to differentiate. That means they will learn how to differentiate a male and a female. This is what the machine is going to learn from these images. Now, what happens after they have learned something about the males and female images? Whenever you give a new image, whenever we give a new image, this particular machines can identify what they will identify. They will identify whether the person in the image, it is what is the gender of that particular person, whether it is male or whether it is going to be female. So what you can understand here is the machines are learning. We given some 20,000 images we have given to the machines. Machines has studied like how to differentiate between a male and a female. And once they learn the how to differentiate between male and female, whenever we give a new image, the machine is going to identify the gender, whether the person in that image is a male or a female. Now you may get a doubt, sir, where to use this? Where to use this particular application? Why should I identify? What is the need of identifying a person male and a female? Humans can do that. Humans can identify by looking at the face. Anybody can identify whether the person is a male or a female. Let's imagine that we know about some Aadhaar cards, guys. So in Aadhaar cards or in voter cards, if you see voter cards or Aadhaar cards, if you see, guys, we know that no, guys, there is going to be one of the which is going to be the general, which is going to be the mistakes in Aadhaar cards and voter cards. Wrong gender, guys. They will enter some kind of a wrong gender. You know that. For example, let us say that a person has went to for an which is going to be an voter card, so or an Aadhaar card. The gender has been after getting the voter card, they have identified that there is a wrong gender was there. Instead of male, that it has been printed as a female. In the place of a female, it was printed as a male. Maybe an Aadhaar card or voter card. Again, we have to reapply for the changes. You know that how much is a good the biggest mistake it is. Generally, it is a common mistakes. Why? Because there is a person who is going to be who has the operator is there. He has to enter the gender. Once he enters the gender, sometimes wrongly he has been entered due to because human errors will be there. So he is a lot of from the morning he is doing a lot of work. So many Aadhaar cards are these people are coming for registration for the Aadhaar cards and voter cards. So it is how many Aadhaar cards will be there, guys? According to the Indian population, there is going to be somewhere around 145 crores of Aadhaar cards will be there. So it is not a simple task to prepare the Aadhaar cards for that many people. It's not just like a 10 or 20 people like in a school or a college. So what happened here is there is a wrong gender because it is going to be a human error. Yes, human can make some mistakes. Even if it is a 1% mistakes also, even if it is a 1% error also, guys. Maybe just a 1% errors has been done. So out of the 145 crores, 1% means it is going to be almost all 1.5 crores of the voter cards need to be, again, they have to re-register for that or make the changes in their voter cards, which is a very biggest headache, guys. That's why whenever see there is going to be the voter card app is there. The voter app is going to be there. Voter app registration is there. Once there is a going to be the photograph. Once if we take the photograph here now, this photograph is going to be sent to this machine. This machine already learned that this is male and this is female. So the machine will identify whether the person in this particular machine is a male or a female, guys. So what will happen now? It is going to be a simple task only. But whenever instead of making the humans to identify that, so sometimes you do it now, guys. In the place of male, sometimes male may. For example, the person in the image is going to be male, guys. But he has entered that particular the gender as a female. The machine, the computer will accept it because the computers does not know that. But if this kind of a models are there, if that kind of a machines are there, they will recognize whether the person in that image is going to be male or whether it is going to be female. So due to that, these errors will be drastically, it will be decreases, guys. Isn't it? So it is a very small act, it is very small application. Humans can also do that. But whenever in talking, because we know that we have seen a lot of errors are taking place, errors has been there in the voter cards and other cards, mainly gender identification. Right, in the place of female, there will be male will be there. So a lot of human errors will be taken place. So that's why these kind of an applications are required to automatically identify. Once if you take a photograph, guys, the model, that particular machine will identify. Nowadays, a lot of such kind of an applications are there. Immediately by looking at the face, they will identify. The machine will identify, recognize whether the male. So user entered that he is a female. Then it will matches. For example, if the human user entered male, then the machine immediately says that we identified this as a female, so it is not matching with that particular data. So such type of errors can be identified easily with this kind of an applications. So these are what we generally call them as AI models. AI models are nothing but these models are trained. These models are going to train something from the data so that they can differentiate between which is nothing but the male and a female. These are what we call them as a discriminative models, guys, right? They are nothing but they are called as a discriminative, which is going to be models. That means these models are trained to differentiate. Discriminate means you know that differentiate between male and a female. Normally, we know that, see, we all of you know that by looking at the face, we know that everyone can easily identify whether there is a male or a female. Further, you don't require any expertise because from your childhood, we are seeing that who is male and who is female. So, how to identify the females will have a long hair, males will have a which is going to be short hair. Females are going to wear the earrings, where the males may not be wear the earrings. So, some kind of an distinguish what we can see by looking at the face. How can you identify, guys? How do you know that? Because from our childhood, we know, we are experienced, we learn something. Especially that we didn't went to the school to study who is male and who is a female. With our natural intelligence, we do that. Machines will do with the help of the artificial intelligence. That's why we call it as AI. These models are nothing but what we call it as discriminative models. Now the same kind of an application, guys, again same thing. It is going to be nothing but these are again the same 20,000 images are there. Same, which is going to be nothing but what we can call it as the same 20,000 images are there here, guys. So all these 20,000 images are marked as which is going to be something like the person in this image is a male, the person in the image is a female, etc. Again, we have given all this particular data to again one kind of a machine. Again, machine has learned, but what the machine has learned is not to differentiate between a male and a female. Okay, so the machine was trained. Here, what happened now? The machine was trained how to differentiate between so that it can differentiate between male and a female. So, if you give a new image, the model, the machine will tell you whether the person in the image is a male or a female. But coming to this particular application, machines has been learned something about that images. But what is their capability here is after the machine has trained, now if you want, we can ask, can you draw a which is going to be a female image? Can you draw a which is going to be a female image if I ask it? It will draw a which is going to be a female image. You have to give, you know that, right? Nowadays you are hearing about that prompt. So you have to give a prompt here. I'll show you an example here, guys. We have to give a prompt. What I have to say that draw a which is going to be female or generate a female image. So which is going to be generate a which is going to be female image. We have to give our requirements of age which is going to be, let us say 25, which is going to be Indian. The race, just give all your specification. Draw a female image of age 25 Indian with which is going to be smiling face, with a smiling face. Immediately, this particular model, the machine, will draw a new female image with the given specification. It will draw a new image. See the difference between the previous example and this example. So obviously every person can distinguish between a male and a female. But everyone may not draw a clear female image. Only some specific artists will be there who are specialized in that particular drawing skills. They can draw a real which is going to be female image. But they require more kind of a skill. We cannot draw a clear which is going to be live human face images. We cannot draw them. Normally, I may draw it. I may not be a artist. But if ask me to draw a female image, overall I can draw that. But perfect, it is not a male. It's not a perfect female image. But there are some artists will be there. They can draw the perfect, which is going to be female image, isn't it? So see the difference between them. These machines also has learned something from the images. These machines also learn something from the images. But this model has learned only how to differentiate between male and a female. So just it is going to be drawing, which is long hair is going to be females, short hair is going to be males. Females are going to wear the earrings, something like that. But here it will learn lot of things. Here also it will learn how to draw a female image. Female should have a long hair. Male should have a short hair. The eyes must be like this. The male's eyes should be like this. Okay, their nose will be like this. Their ears will be like this. The face shape will be like this. So everything, something which is going to be by looking at that, so we can easily differentiate it. So machines are going to learn more about the images. But what is this machines are able to do? They are able to generate some kind of a new images they are able to generate. So these models, these machines are also trained to generate some kind of a new content it is going to be generate. That's why we simply call it as an Gen AI is nothing but what we call it as an edge generative AI. We simply call it as an edge generative AI we are going to call it as. So what is that particular generative AI? Generative AI means nothing but they are generating some kind of a new data they are generating them, guys. That is what we say about this particular concept called as a generative AI concept what we are talking about. Okay, so that is what practically we have to say about the generative AI models are there. So simple to say that generative AI is nothing but the machines are also trained. The machines are trained. The machines are learned to generate some kind of a new content. What is the new content? They will generate new content. If you give the input, they will call it as generative, which is going to be the generate a new content. Okay, so for example, as I said that no, what are discriminative AI models? If you give an image, the model will tell you whether it is a male or whether it is a female, or it will tell you whether it is a dog or whether it is a cat. If you give an image, they will identify whether it is a male or a female, cat or a dog, something like that. But generative AI models are not like that, guys. They can generate some kind of an, which is going to be a new content, it will generate it. Just let us example. Let me open which is going to be Chat GPT. Have you tried or not? I don't know whether you have any time you have you tried, guys. Let me do one thing, guys. I'm asking this Chat GPT to generate a new image. I'm going to draw it, guys. Let us say that I'm asking, which is going to be ask. Let us ask it, guys. Generate a female. Generate a female, which is going to be a female image or female image, Indian female image, or say otherwise you say generate an image, or otherwise you'll write like this. This is what we call it as a prompt. So generate an image of which is going to be an Indian female, image of which is going to be, I said, which is going to be Indian image, Indian female, let us say Indian female of age 25, of age which is going to be 25 years, 25 years with which is going to be a smiling emotion. It's going to be smiling emotion is there. Let me copy this and let me run this, guys. I'm asking the Chat GPT. So is it possible can generate an image of Indian female of age 25 years with smiling emotion? See there, the Chat GPT is generating some kind of an which is going to be some process is taking place internally. Let us wait for it. Will take some time and it will generate an image, guys. See there, it takes some time. Just we have to wait for some time, guys. It's generating. Please wait. It will take some time. See, guys, it has generated this particular image. So is this person really exist? No, guys. This is an AI generated image, guys. For example, let us say that it didn't search at the Facebook, or you know that Google search and all these things, what they will do, guys, if you go to the Google search and ask it, Same example, you go to the Google search and ask them which is going to be, I said, which is going to be Indian female of age, which is going to be of age, which is going to be 25, with which is going to be smiling emotion. It won't generate a new image, guys. It will search the internet, and automatically what it will do is it will pick all the images, Facebook and all these things. It will verify. These are not the AI generated images. They are the real, which is going to be the faces, guys. They are the real faces are going to be there. So these are going to be some data. They are not AI generated. But this one isn't purely, it is an AI generated. By looking at the face, we can understand. But how the chat GPT knows that this is going to be, let us ask it, age which is going to be 10 years. I'm asking to generate which is going to be 10 years, guys. So what will happen, guys? The hair looks like the same. The whatever the color of the sari she was wearing will be the same. Only the face will change, us, guys. So how the chat GPT knows that which is going to be how it, because the machine, the chat GPT knows that the whatever the backend model is there, it knows that how the images are there. So these are nothing but what we simply call it as a generative AI models. Whether you ask it to generate an image, whether you ask it to generate an audio, ask it to generate a video. If you want, you can ask to generate a video, but it will take some little bit time. I think ChatGPT is having some limitation. So daily, I think you can generate only 3 images. I think so. I was not sure about that, but 3 images or 5 images, not more than that. You cannot generate it. Okay, if you want to do that, you have to pay some money for that. You can do that, but we are using a free account, right? We are using, all of us using free account. If you are using a free account, maximum I think 3 images or 3 videos per day it will generate them. Okay, like this, these are going to be some of the what we can see. That same like we are having. Let it come back again, guys. Like this, we are having something called as an Microsoft Copilot is there. So I think you heard about that. So Microsoft has given a Copilot. So the Copilot also can do the same thing, guys. Do the same thing here, guys. Generate on an Indian image of age which is going to be 10 years, we'll say that. We'll give the same example, guys, 10 years with a smiling emotion. Let us see how the Copilot is going to be generating, guys. How the Copilot will generate, let us see the applications. That is generative, that is ChatGPT. This is going to be, that is developed by OpenAI, and this is developed by Microsoft. Or you can go to Google Gemini, or you can go to some other application, guys. See there, it is creating a joyful portrait. Just wait for a few seconds of time. It is generating, guys. See this image, guys. This is a completely an AI generated image. This person does not exist, guys. Maximum, if you go to, you know that, right? How to verify whether this image is an AI generated image or not. See this image, guys. Perfectly the same color of sari, the same color of which is going to be hairstyle. Everything looks like the same only. Only the face has been changed. You do one thing, guys. You do the save the image here now, or copy the image, save the image here now. Let me save this image on my, which is going to be on my desktop. I'll save it, guys. Let us save this particular image here now. You know that, right? Go to Google, and just what you do is, guys, upload this particular image there, guys. Upload an image here now. Same image I'm going to see. These are all real images, guys. These are all real images, guys. For example, let us say that I'm selecting this image, guys. Just an example. I selected one image here, guys. So observe carefully. It has generated some comparatively. It is going to be generated. What are the images here, guys? Who is the person? And all these things it may generate it, guys. Okay. So it is going to be somewhere you can find that images. But same example, again, I'm doing the same thing. This time I'm uploading an image, guys. Which image on my desktop? I have already saved it. Where is that image? This is the image, guys. So I'm just giving it to the Google Lens and asking to generate it, guys. So if you can see it generated, but these are not going to be actually the real images. These may be real images, guys, but our image is going to be some completely, it is going to be some kind of an AI generated images, because you can identify clearly, guys. This is an which is going to be an AI generated image is there. So just you do one thing. This is going to be drag and just save this particular image. And then you do the same example as it is. Same example as it is, you try to do that. Go to the Google Lens and give that particular image if you give it. So you can identify that particular image here now. Let me see this, which is going to be large icons. Let me give this image now. Let me give this particular image here now. Check it out. So I'm giving some image, but what it is going to be doing is that. So verify that, like what it is going to be doing and all these things. So they are nothing but some kind of an AI generated. Sometimes maybe It has identified some images, but this is completely an AI generated images. Like that, we can ask for which is going to be audios, videos. See there how the which is going to be the Copilot has generated this image now. Copilot has generated this image. This image is different, and this image is going to be different there. Both of them are going to be different images, what we can see with the data. That is ChatGPT train model, and this is going to be Microsoft Copilot train model it is. So this is completely which is going to be an AI generated image, guys. Okay. So these are going to be something like not only this, videos, text, anything they are capable to generate it. So generative AI models are nothing but the models which are trained. They also require some training. So don't think that directly they are doing that. They are trained with very large volume of data. So what we are going to discuss here is they can generate some kind of a text. They can generate some kind of an which is going to be images. They can generate some kind of an audios, videos, anything they can generate, guys. There are so many audio. There are nowadays so many AI tools are there now, right? Text, images, audio, videos, so many different types of which is going to be kind of an which is going to be. There are so many different types of tools we are having, guys. AI tools. Lot of AI tools are there, guys, right? There are a lot of AI tools are going to be there. So they can, if we give the prompt, they automatically they will generate lot of videos, text, and all these things. What will generate? So mainly in our generative AI models, we are going to learn something about the which is going to be LLMs. What we are going to learn, which stands for which is going to be large language models. They are nothing but large language models. What are large language models are going to be nothing but they are capable to generate some kind of a text. There are mainly going to be generate something going to be just like a text they will generate, guys. Like as you know that our chat GPT, which is going to be chat models are there. So many different types of models will be there, guys. So to do this, to learn this generative AI, we don't require any programmatical skills. Programmatical skills means some basic programming skills are going to be required, guys. Like something like language like Python. We don't write any kind of a code and all these things. We don't write in, guys. We don't write any kind of an code and all these things. We don't write it. We have some kind of an models will be there. We have to just download the models and we have to do that. Just don't worry. I'm just showing the application only. See there, just an example. Don't worry about what I have done here now. Just I'm showing you an application here, guys. See there, this is going to be something like our, which is going to be our model, guys. See there. Don't worry. It is going to be something like what I can do is don't worry about that. Just it is going to be a small code is there. Don't worry about that. Can observe carefully. I am using something called as an GPT-4o model. I'm going to be using that. And I'm asking a prompt. You know that, right? In chat GPT, we have an app is there. You are passing and doing it. So see what is machine learning. So what is generative AI? If I ask what is generative AI, itself is going to be generate some kind of a text here now. I'm asking what is generative AI? What is generative AI versus which is going to be something called as a traditional AI. See there, generative AI versus which is going to be AI. Executed. So automatically can observe carefully. Programmatically, I'm sending the request. I'm getting the response there. See there, I'm using the GPT model only. GPT-4o is a model what I'm going to use it. I didn't written any code. I just downloaded the GPT-4o model and I'm just giving some kind of an input I'm giving there. See there, I can ask. You ask any kind of a question, it will tell you. See there, artificial intelligence AI is a data science broad field of computer science focused on creating systems capable of performing that task, just like which is going to be human intelligence. So you can see all this kind of a text and all these things what we can see with the data here now. It has generated the text. Normally, you know that how do you generate the text? You go to the chat GPT and ask the same question. It is also going to generate the same question. For example, let me open this one. Programmatically, I'm using a chat GPT model here now. It is going to be GPT-4o is the model I'm going to be using them. I'm asking the same thing. What is generative AI versus which is going to be AI? So see there, can you see that? Same text, but some kind of an which is going to be a proper format and all these things, what we are getting it. See there, artificial intelligence. It is going to be something like if you see the text here now. Let me show you the text here now. Let me show you the text. So if I show you the text here, guys, you can see which is going to be the text what we can see with the data here now. Content. It is a artificial intelligence is a broad field of computer science focused on creating systems capable. See there, it is going to be, that is going to be how I'm going to be getting that particular application there. So this is going to be this one. Generative AI, I told you, know, subfield of AI is a specific branch of AI that focusing on creating new content rather than just analyzing or predicting. So as I told you, Chat GPT, which is going to be generates a text. A DALI and Midjourney are going to be nothing but image generation is going to do that. I told you, no guys. It's going to be nothing but music LM, which is going to be generate some kind of an music generation. A GitHub Copilot is there. It will generate some kind of a code generation. So the same thing which we have got it in a proper format, here we can see same data guys performing tasks like the typically require human intelligence, AI encompass the which is going to be something it applications are all these things. See there guys, a raw text format has been got generated. The same chat GPT 4.0 model, I think here it is using 5.0 model. As of now, what is going to be gets using there, it is going to be it may be using something called as a 5.0 model because latest is going to be 5. I'm right now using here is which is going to be a 4.0 model what I'm going to use as them. So we have a different types of models are going to be there. So using some different models, we can generate some kind of an which is going to be the text can be generated. I think which is going to be GPT, it is going to be 4.0. The model name is wrong, I think so. That's the reason why you will get it. So you can see the model GPT mini does not exist. Or maybe we don't have the access with that. So we have to specify what is going to be the name. Whatever the name is going to be there, we have to use that kind of a names what we have to use it. Leave it, no worries. Okay, just I'm specifying that particular models. Later I'll show you all that kind of a models and all these things. We'll see it in our later classes. Okay, so if you want, just I'll show you the models. There is something called as an openai.com is going to be nothing but the model. Here we have some different types of which is going to be the chat GPT models or AI models will be there. Just we have to log in and we have to work on that. No need to worry about that. You have to create an account and you have to pay some money for that, then so that we can use the implementations. So don't worry, later I'm going to use this. So these are all going to be something what we are going to be users with them. You may not have never heard about that. So Meta having something called as an llama. So llama, which is going to be nothing but we know that. So the word llama, if you can see, this is going to be the llama models what we can see. So it is going to be the llama models. It's L. It's a llama. So it is going to be the llama models are going to be there, which we can see. So which was generated by, which is nothing but, which is generated by Meta. So llama models refer to a series of advanced language models. They're all language models, what we call it as llama 1, llama 2, llama 3. So latest model is going to be llama 3. It is going to be here is guys, we can see the models. So these are all some kind of models, guys, which we are going to be gets working with that. All are open source models. Just download them and we can utilize this particular application. We need not to, some of them are open sources. Just you can download the models, which models we want to get in. So these are all different types of models, what we can see that. So these are all going to be Llama 4 models, what we are going to be having. So Llama, which is going to be 3.2, which is going to be 11 bytes. It's going to be 11 billion models, which is containing somewhere around and 90, which is going to be the bytes, what we can see that. I think 90B or something will be there. Don't worry, these are going to be something like what we have to work with them. So it is going to be 70 billion, 1 billion and 3 billion parameters. There are called as that kind of a billions, what we call it as. So something like this, these are the models what we are going to be gets working with that. Okay, see there, these are all going to be some kind of an llama 3 models and all these things what we have to work with them. So latest it is going to be llama 4 models. We can just download and we can do it, guys. So we are all going to use as this kind of a models only what we are going to use as. We are going to use as something called as an Olama. Olama is one of the best platform what we are going to be gets working with them, guys. This is going to be some kind of a model which is going to be lang chain. So these are going to be some kind of a lang chain. All these are going to be some of the platforms which we are going to be using them. So we don't require any programmatical skills. Just a basics of Python is going to be required, which we are going to discuss in the practical applications. Okay. So that's it. That is going to be just an idea about the what is generative AI. So as I said that in generative AI, we are going to train the models to generate some kind of a new content. We are going to generate them. Whereas the AI models are basically used to discriminate. That means once if you give any input to them, they will differentiate whether there are male or female. But whenever we ask it to generate an image, it is able to generate it. These are what we call it as a generative AI models. Okay. So just it is a just an introduction part. So in the coming classes, if you are really interested, we can just go ahead and we can learn a little bit more about this generative AI concepts. Okay. So that's it for the today's class from my side. So I just want to take any few questions from your side. If you have any questions, so you can feel free to discuss, Mohammed. Any questions? Yes. Yes, Mohammed.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Hello,
Yes, yes, yes,
sir.
Mohammed.
One of the best example is in our company, sir.
Mm.
Meta, we are using AI, sir. Like the
Mm-hmm.
same, you given the example. There are number of images will be there, so it
Mm-hmm.
will select what you want. They will select and they will show up. Correct.
Yes, yes, yes.
In this, in our organization, in our
Mm.
organization, uh, our AI is there. It will report by self. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
upload any armament image
Mm-hmm.
on your Meta platform,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it directly reported to me.
Yes, yes.
To my content moderation users will be there.
Mm-hmm.
It will report directly.
Mm.
It will indicate let message. It will text as this user is violating the image.
Yes,
So
yes. Mm.
what action will be taken?
Mm-hmm.
So AI is learning from us also, right, sir?
Yes, yes. Automatically, see, once you have been marked it as an it is violation. For example, let us say that sometimes I think your machines also will miss sometimes, right? Even there is going to be any violations are there. So, is there any chances that your model will miss those kind of a violations, maybe, or will it 100% identify the violations?
Yes,
Is
yes,
your
sir.
models are
Definitely,
100%
they are
accurate?
identifying the violating it.
They
Yes,
will
sir. 100% accurate.
100%. There is no
They
chance of
will. They
missing
will.
it
Yes, yes. Somewhat little
manually.
bit 1%.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
percent
yeah.
chance will be
So
there.
1% chance. So in that 1%, what you are going to do, you are going to mark them as an which is going to be violating. So next time they will learn from that also. So
From
based
us,
on
sir.
your based on your input only, the models are going to be again they will be retrained once again. Again they will learn something
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
new
sir.
content.
Yes.
Like that, it keep on. I think these are nothing but all this automation process is going to be done with the help of some AI. There are going to be some kind of an which is going to be nowadays you are talking about that agentic AI, which is going to be something called as an these AI models. All these are going to be taken care about. So the models are already learned, so which type of images are going to be violating, which types of images are positive, which type of images are negative. First, they will train it. Automatically, whenever a new image comes, automatically they will identify. So depending on the content on that, or depending on the kind of a marking they will be using, so they will identify that. So generative AI models are nothing but they will. So if you ask the model to generate a image of violation, it will generate its own
Will
images also. It
generate.
will generate it. Yes. But currently, your models are nothing but AI model. They're only distinguished between
AI is
in
differentiate.
it's only differential, which is going to be a differentiating models only they are able to do now.
Yes, yes, yes. Differentiate only, sir.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes. Any more questions? Any more questions, Mohammed?
No, sir. No.
Okay, then. Okay, our backend team will update you regarding. Just they will contact you for the further discussions. So if you are fine
Yeah.
to go, so we can continue the classes then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sure,
fine then.
definitely.
Okay then.
Yes, sir.
Thank you then.
Thank
Yeah.
you.